Today I'm going to talk to you about the Kinetic SBS-3. The SBS-3 is an ADS-B receiver with two built-in SDR radios. It also has onboard decoders. The latest release includes onboard decoders for ADS-B, AIS and ACAS, all out of one box. And let me show you what you get in that one box. A CD with the base station software, installation and drivers. If you've got a netbook or you don't have a CD drive for any reason, you can download it all from our website kinetic.co.uk, support, and then go to downloads for base station. Find the SBS-3, you'll find the latest software and firmware. You'll also find the latest beta version with new features. And if you have a Mac, you'll also find the latest Mac software, which again is beta and in development. But all the software is downloadable if you don't have a CD drive. And also in the box we have a USB lead. Now the USB lead has two connectors, a black one and a red one. The reason for that is when you're powering by Ethernet, you want to power it. You can't power it from the computer when you're powering by Ethernet. And why would you? If you can plug it into the computer, you can plug it into USB. So you have the black lead, which is designed to carry the data between the SBS-3 and your USB on your computer. If you want to set it up for Ethernet, the initial installation requires you to install base station, run it up in USB and configure the Ethernet settings. Once you've done that, you then need to power the unit, and you can power the unit with the red lead. If you power it from a computer, it sees the USB, enumerates and switches off the Ethernet to save running the Ethernet module when you're connected on USB. So you need a suitable power supply. There are many available. The one we recommend is an iPad power supply. You quite happily run it with all features turned on and run it all day long with no problems at all. We've run several of them here and they all go quite nicely. We also have in a little bag a wire antenna. This wire antenna is for the SDR receiver. It's not designed to be a be-all and end-all of receiving antennas. It's to get you up and running, to give you an idea of what's happening locally. Ultimately you want to install an outside antenna to get the best out of the receiver, and a receiver that covers, or receivers, there are two. Receivers that cover 27 to 980 megahertz benefit best from something along the lines of a discone or one of the wideband verticals. If you're just purely interested in airband, then we do things like a VHF, UHF airband collinear. If you're into AIS as well and lucky enough to live close enough to the sea, then maybe one of the other wideband verticals that cover marine band as well. We also have here the MD1100 antenna, which is supplied. This is arguably the best mag mount antenna available for ADS-B, and many people use them. They buy them as a spare antenna. We've sold over 10,000. They work and they last a long time. Finally, in the box you get the unit that you've just bought, the Kinetic Avionics SBS-3. And the SBS-3 is in a nice metal box, unlike our previous, which were in plastic. If we look at the ends, it is distinguished by the logo of the SBS-3, and on the back you can see here we have Ethernet, USB, audio, SDR antenna and 1090 antenna. Then over here we have an IC squared socket, which is for plugging in external peripherals and some of the other options that we may release at a later date. As supplied, the SBS-3 comes ready to run with base station, one of the most popular pieces of software for monitoring aircraft traffic. It also allows you to configure the radio. You can have two channels, sorry, I'll start again. You can have two radios spread over 4 channels, and each tuner can listen to 4 frequencies within an 8 meg bandwidth. So if you set up tuner number 2 for AIS, it will listen to both the AIS channels at the same time. If you set up tuner number 1 for, let's say, ACARS, you can monitor 3 of the ACARS channels while you're monitoring AIS and while you're monitoring ADS-B. If you want to listen to audio, then perhaps the one most popular ACARS channel, the 2 AIS channels and your local tower. As long as you stay in the constraints of the 8 meg bandwidth, you'll have no problem. And once you get the hang of it, you'll soon find it's easy to whiz your way around the radio and use it to suit your location best. So there we are, that's what you get in the box. There's the SBS-3. You get everything you need to get you up and running on USB. If you want to connect it on Ethernet, you will need a power supply. And if you keep an eye on this page, you'll see more videos following over the next few days on setting up the SBS, setting up some of the extra software and setting it up on a Mac. Cheers for now.